Hello everybody, welcome back to our Country Sparkles channel. Do you want to see what we're cooking up for our bees today? Well, we've got some beeswax here in our slow cooker. This is completely dedicated to beeswax now because definitely not putting any food in there and I'm not cleaning out that wax. But we are going to wax bee frames. We're pretty excited about this. It's really easy, a lot simpler than we think it would be. All you need are your, what are they called, honey?
These are plastic foundation sheets.
You need plastic foundation sheets, and I like really thick, the really wide
Foam
brushes to use to do it. And then a crock pot because we have to melt our wax, and that's about it. So I'll turn over to Terrence to tell us a little bit about why we need beeswax on the frames, why it's good to do this pre-beeswax before you get your bees. And there are a lot of kits that come with the frames already pre-waxed. Ours did not, so we have to wax them. And so we thought, might as well teach you how to do that. So go ahead, Terrence, tell us why do we wax our bee frames?
Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, waxing your bee frames really gives your bees a really good jump start. So whether you're starting with a package or even just a nuke, or even just expanding your hive as you're adding honey supers on, things like that, having that wax on the plastic foundation really helps the bees know that this is a place where they can build out their comb and it feels very natural to them. The other benefit of putting some wax on your frame or on your foundation is it's actually very resource intensive for bees to make wax, right? They're great at it, but it takes about 10 grams of honey or nectar from the bees to produce 1 gram of wax. So that's a kind of a 10 to 1. So if you scale it up to pounds, right, it would take them about 10 pounds of honey to make 1 pound of wax, right? So by giving them a little bit of a jump start, it definitely helps them be able to save a lot of resources for them to survive through winter, or inversely, right, help you get a lot more honey from your harvest. So all of the benefits are really there. I'm a big fan of waxing it. So Rachel, why don't we get into it and talk about how we do this?
Great. So we've got our medium frames here and, well, 2 medium frames. So the frames are the outside, the foundation's in the middle. And we've got stacks of...
So we get the medium foundation here and the deep foundation here. These are just, empty sheets. These are not pre-waxed at all. And you can wax them in the frame if you've already got them in there or bought frames with foundation already installed at the store, or you can do it just as sheets like this. So either way works just fine.
Great, so these are not waxed, and all you're going to do is stick your brush in. As you can tell, my brush is dirty. We've already used this. There's no reason to not reuse a brush until it starts to pull apart like foam brushes do. So I'm just going to stick it in here, melt the beeswax that's already on the tip, so it starts absorbing some. And I like to go in nice long strokes, and I do the same area probably up and down a couple times. So I'll start right here at the edge, and I'll go down and then up. And you don't want to push too hard because you don't want it puddling in this individual cells. So I'll just go down and up twice, and dip again, shake off all the drippies because that's too much. So we don't want the bottom of the cells full, we just want it on the very outside of the comb shape. Up and down. And that is it. I'll bring this over to you to show you what it looks like. One waxable and not waxed.
The other fun thing about waxing your frames is beeswax just smells amazing. So I love this. It just smells so good here right now. So, but yeah, there you should be able to see the difference between waxed and unwaxed foundation. And again, it doesn't have to be a lot. You still want that honeycomb cell shape to be there. You don't want the bottom completely filled in. If you get a few that are filled in, don't worry about it. The bees will take care of that. You just don't want it like completely covered over everywhere. That's kind of too much. And the bees will move some of the wax around to where they need it. So again, if a few cells have a little too much, the bees will help take care of that. So it's super fun. Like I say, I love the smell of this. I could sit here and do this all day. The other day we were waxing a bunch of frames, getting ready to, and we had the shop door open here, and a bunch of scout bees came like flying in. You know, they just smelled that wax, and they're like, man, this must be another home that we could explore. So super fun. Again, it's super easy, does not take a lot. For what it's worth, right, we picked up this slow cooker. We got it at a thrift store for a few dollars, and it was, you know, an easy investment to say, okay, this is going to be just our dedicated wax melting, you know, pot. You know, took an hour or so to kind of melt some wax that we just picked up from another local bee supply place, because we didn't have enough on hand ourselves to get these going. So anyway, yeah, super fun activity. And again, you can do it in the frames or, you know, just the blank foundation sheets like Rachel's doing here.
It goes on like clear, invisible, you can't really see it. But once it like dries instantly and hits the air on, it's so cool how it just turns automatic white yellow. Just paint it on, like I said, up and down, because I want to hit each one of those edges. A little thick on the bottom, got a couple full cells there. No big deal. The bees will clean it out like Terrence said. Do you see how it's just coating it, turning it yellow? Ah, it looks so good. Here it is, and that's how I paint it. Terrence is a little bit more all over the place compared to me, but that's okay. We also like to make sure we lay down a piece of cardboard underneath it, so that way all of our extra wax drippings don't ruin whatever surface we're working on. And the wax is very hot, so when you get it on yourself, you might get a little burned. So that's how you wax your foundations. Thank you so much for joining us in this video today. We hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. Don't forget to like this video down below and subscribe, so that way you can join us in the rest of our beekeeping videos and all of our other homesteading ones to come out soon. Thanks, you guys. Bye. Everybody, welcome back to my Country Sparkles channel. I can't do it! I know. I'm like running, I can't see.